John Righeimer, excused. Stacy Hessel. Mark Helwig. Steve Karayanen. Jeff Haney. You have a quorum. This meeting was noticed to the media and public as required by Section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes. Mr. Lehner's gone at a treasurer's conference.
All right, good morning, everybody. First item on our agenda, as usual, is the sales tax report. Sales tax for May was $237. If we continue to track the way we are scheduled to finish about 12% ahead of last year. And as we look at it, May is generally reflective of about 2 months prior. So that's likely reflective of March activity. So that shows us that we're going into our busy months and we should expect to see that increase like we have in years past. So that's looking good so far this year. If there are no questions, we can move forward to the budget performance report. We're looking at the end of May, so expecting to see about 42% on revenues and expenses. We'll note that revenues are running a little bit behind. We did budget a little more aggressively this year to try and be a little more on target with what we've seen past history over the last few years. And so those goals that we're trying to hit, those numbers are just a little bit higher. So it's not uncommon to see the trend that we're seeing. A couple departments that I'll note some revenues that are coming in. Criminal Justice is Department 04. They're showing only 6% on that report. Their first quarter claim came in the beginning of June, and then their second quarter claim will be going in. So we've got expenditures in there, but revenues that haven't come in yet. And that's common with several of our departments because they are grant funded. District Attorney is another one. We're seeing 1% of their revenue total. Their first quarter claim is due the end of June, so we'll be getting that report likely by the end of this week to fill in. Or fill out and submit to them. And so we'll be seeing that revenue come in. Excuse me. Forestry is one that is tracking ahead. They're at 73%. They have a grant that has come in full for the year. So that puts them a little bit ahead. And so some of those things we see some fluctuation there. The only other department that I think I would point out on revenues is ambulance. They look a little bit behind, but we have to remember that their claims for the prior month don't come in until generally about the 20th of the following month. So their expenses are in, but their revenues are running at least a month behind. And they did have a change in software systems there. So there was a little bit of a lag from the month prior for those claims being turned in. So we'll see a little bit of a spike in the coming month to bring that back on par. But when we look at expenses, everybody is at or below 42% on the year. And so that's definitely a positive thing to see at this point in time. If there aren't any questions there, HHS, we're looking at, we know that they're always about a month behind because of the expenses they're capturing the beginning of the month and turning in. I did know they're 28% and 39%, which is a little behind, but looking at their activity yesterday, they're now at 34%. So some of that revenue just came in a little bit lagging and is catching up. And then Highway Department at 29% on revenues and 30% on expenses. They're getting ready to start some of their busy work for the year, and we'll have a little more expenses there as they're working on road projects and such. Questions?
When I first got on the board, we deep dove into the ambulance and then we switched services. Do you feel like it's at a good cap now that is moving forward with people are paying and we're getting the reimbursement from like Medicare and things like that?
Yes, the billing company that we have right now is fantastic. She does a great job. We meet once a month and it's incredibly informative. She provides good data. She stays on top of things. Anything that's returned to provider is coming back to us. And now that John has an assistant, Miranda, working with him, she's doing a fantastic job of following up because oftentimes what's lagging in those claims is just a signature from a staff member or something they missed on one of those reports. And so that would delay those claims being submitted. Well, now that she's there, she's able to stay on task with that. And that's been really helpful.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. If there aren't any other questions, we can move on to May CIP purchases. Nothing significant this month. We had the final payment on the jail Huber Wing AC unit and then 2 upfits for sheriff's vehicles that were purchased under CIP. The next 2 items we looked at in detail last month, so I won't go through them in detail unless anybody has any follow-up questions or wants anything touched on further. But this is our 2027 budget timeline and budget parameters. And so when we conclude today, we'll go ahead and send out to the departments their budgets. I've gone ahead and entered everybody's salaries and benefits in the budget for them so far, so that that's complete for them when they get it. So their responsibility is to fill in the rest of their revenues and expenses for whatever they're going to need going into '27, and then also their CIP requests and forecasts for the next 5 years. Do they have to approve this?
Yes, these are actually.
Okay, so if there aren't any questions, I guess we move forward with that.
Both D and E would be action items.
Yep. D and E are action items, so you have to approve it so they can move their work ahead. Or deny, but prefer approval.
So I could make a motion to approve the 2027 budget timeline?
Do I have a second?
Second?
Motion by Kariainen, second by Howig. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and then we're on E, 2027 budget parameters.
I'll make a motion to approve the budget parameters for 2027.
Motion by Howig, second by Haney. Discussion. Anybody need to discuss? I forgot that part of it. All right, hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it passes. Number 11, Department Budget Performance Report.
This month, we have 2 smaller departments. Airport is the first department that we're looking at. And when we look at their revenues, we see them at 4% on the year. Had some discussion with Derek on this, and we should see revenue coming in by the end of June, which does follow suit with kind of what we saw last year. And so just reiterated the importance of keeping up with that and making sure that those revenues are coming to us timely. Expenses are a little bit ahead. We had a rough couple of months to start the year, so there was some added expense for snow removal, and then he just recently had some repairs out there to some items that we weren't necessarily planning on, inflated his expenses a bit. There aren't any questions on airport. The other department that we're looking at this month is UW Extension. Their revenue reimbursement hasn't come in yet. We bill that out to LCO, so we will see that coming in before the end of the year. Expenses are showing 2% on the year. We pay their contract to UW-Madison in 2 payments, and generally we get billed in June for the first half of that contract, so we're expecting to see that come in by the end of the month to make payment on that.
What's the percentage of the state and us, Sawyer County pay UW Extension?
I don't know what the state pays. We pay a contracted amount that covers a couple of the staff and part-time of the director.
Because there's multiple counties.
There's
correct?
multiple counties, yeah. I think we're one of 5 in Lori's district.
If there are no other questions, the last item on my list, it looks like, is the investment report for April. Interest rates are tracking still above 3%. Interest revenue is exceeding last year, and so that's a positive to see, especially with the dip in interest rates. Locking in some of those CDs at those higher percentages have really helped keep that steady. We have the CD purchase, don't we? If there are no questions on that, we had a CD come due, and we put it out to bid. We sent it to Ampersand, Franzen, and PMA. Ampersand came in at 3.88%. They charged fees of $6,000. So their net revenue to us was $116,286. Franzen came in at 3.95. Revenue to us would be $118,500, so that exceeds Ampersand. PMA came in at 3.95 as well, and their revenue off that fluctuated just by $4.44, so $118,504.44. And so my recommendation would be to keep it local and invest it back with Franzen.
I would agree with that, and I'll make that motion if I'm able. Am I able to as the chair? Okay, I just realized that I'm running the meeting, and I'll make the motion to approve the CD purchase at Franzen Bank.
Second that motion.
Motion by Hessel, second by Howig. Any discussion further? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
13, Meadowbrook Tower cost increase.
Thank you and good morning. So we had a little gut punch at Public Safety last Thursday. They came in and said that they reworked the tower. It was going to be an additional $125,000. Well, we pushed back on that, and I got word late yesterday that the only cost increase is the cost to bring power in, which is significant. It's about $39,000. That can come out of contingency though, so there is no, we don't need any action on this. That falls within what we can afford. But it was an $85,000 drop from last Thursday, which I was very grateful for. So this is kind of just an informational.
So where it lists discussion and possible action, we don't need to take.
We don't need that, and it doesn't need to go onto the board then either.
Oh, okay. So it was 250,000 now plus 39,000?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. All right.
They did general estimates based on what it costs to bring power in. This is a little bit further of a run. Is it a half a mile? Quarter mile? Half a mile. So that's why there is a significant cost to it. And, yeah. Still seems high for half a mile to me.
Yeah, it does.
Well, let's just take a look and see what we find.
We have a resident pro right here.
Wasn't it like 200 and some thousand?
It was 250,000 we approved for
Yeah.
that tower. So
And
then,
then last week there was,
The 125, but they came down from that.
What did they tell you the price?
39 something.
39.6?
Is that what she came up to?
39.6.
Oh, so they're right on then. I think that's almost to the penny.
Must have worked there.
did we find out if any of the,
I didn't hear on cell phone companies, no.
cell phone, thank you.
Yeah.
Read my mind.
I knew what you were thinking.
all right, so we don't need to take action because then that's handled through the contingency. So,
Correct, yep.
or unless anybody has any more questions, we're going to move on. 14, board appointed committee updates. Everybody's just in summer mode. This is awesome. All right. 15, correspondence reports from conferences and meetings.
I don't have anything from a conference or meeting, but I will let you all know that the audit started this week, so that is underway. So it'll be a busy couple weeks for us.
See, the audit has started in townships too. And so it's interesting, like if we could all talk about what is happening in Sawyer County, like combine the audits, but I don't, they can't do that, but it just seems like it's intense.
It's audit season.
The only people that like it are the accountants. I don't know.
Truthfully, I really enjoy it. It's my favorite time of the year.
She does love audit, which is good because I don't.
Good team. All right,
When's the last time we had a bid for audit, as in Anderson Hager Moe used to do it?
they don't do it anymore at all.
Well, they don't. So we're just kind of stuck with that. And the town is too, so I just ask.
Yeah. Number 16, any future agenda items that you'd like to see? You guys are just happy how finance is running, you, nothing, okay, all right, I like that. All right, the next meeting date is July 9th at 8:30. Bring your questions and concerns then, I guess. Have I missed anything? I feel like that was a really fast meeting.
So let's do it again.
Yeah, we'll start over. The question that I have, do you need to announce the WCA conference here, or are you just doing that next week at the meeting?
I'm not, and you all got the emails, so you're all self-governing as a board. And so if you have the initiative to attend a training conference, you can raise that question anytime you want to, and it did come up last time. We do have the email that everyone got now, right? The rooms are limited, now they're to the Avid Hotel out on Kalahari Drive. There's nothing on the campus anymore. So I would recommend if you're gonna go, make your decision fast, let me know, and I have the county credit card and I'm making the room reservations. So right now we have 4 people going. But I need to sign you up for the conference and then also your hotel room. And they do have a shuttle bus. So if you don't get where the room you want, you're still gonna be able to get on a bus every day and go back and forth to the conferences. But you should try to go if you haven't gone. It's pretty
So-
informative.
What's the meeting next week then?
That's a district meeting.
And that's in 2 weeks.
Or
That's
two,
on the
excuse me,
24th, is that?
18?
I think it's
17?
One of the
the
holidays.
17th.
Oh, yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
like
Yep,
18th, something like that.
yep.
So that's regional?
That's a
District?
district one, yep.
Okay, and then the one in September is state.
That's statewide, yep.
Thank you.
That's a district meeting at the Holiday Inn. You just have to register online for that, but you have to do that yourself. Mike sent out the email.
And I believe you can still register for that one.
All right, well. Does anybody have anything else? Otherwise, do we need a motion to adjourn, or I can just adjourn? You are adjourned. Good job, everybody.
You're running